Well, hello, my beautiful friends. How are you? This is Irene Lidval for Secret to Women's Success and episode number 12. And today we are going to talk about how we can create a dream life. And there are a few components that needs to be in this cake to actually work. And I would say that it's true that when the student is ready, the teacher appears, and it will work for you too. So when you're ready, the teachers will come to you. There are a lot of successful people out there doing what you want to do. So why don't you ask them for help? Find somebody that has been very successful in what you want to do and approach them, ask them if they could help you, give you ideas, or maybe they could tell you about how they succeeded. And remember one thing, if they help you, listen and learn. And don't give them advice and don't think that you can do it better. So I want you to be really humble and learn. Take the back seat and ask for help. Success in anything is a learned skill, okay? But we also have a lot of egos, and our egos is actually that little voice that sits on your shoulder and tells you that you are no good and you can't do this and la la la. And yeah, but if you are willing to learn and when you are hungry to pursue success while learning from the best, follow this principle. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear and you will achieve your biggest dream. And while most people are wasting their time, being online and scrolling on social media, 2% of the humans are creating wealth and financial independence. So it's up to you. Who do you want to be? Do you want that money or do you want to leave it on the table? So be willing to learn and learn what really works for successful people in your niche. And you will be very, very successful too. This is why I am such an advocate for mentoring. It is really hard making it on your own. So if you get somebody who's willing to help you as a mentor, you're very lucky. So that ego, that voice sitting on your shoulder, chit-chatting, telling you all kind of crap. God, they don't know what they're doing, and I would never do it that way. Is that what your little voice is telling you? Or is it telling you, it wasn't my fault, and no, I'm not taking responsibility for my own actions and making someone else responsible for how you feel? Is that what you were telling yourself? Well, you will never be successful if you don't stop blaming others. And if you keep listening to your pride and ego and that voice, you will never be happy with your success. If all you do is compete with others, you will never win, as it is not a competition. And it's one of the worst things that you can do to yourself is actually to compete with others and comparing yourself to others. You know that that is one thing that will take your confidence down to zero in no time at all. So you need to confront your ego and that little voice because it's how you think. If you want to change your life, you have to change the way you think. And that ego, that little voice, has many disguises. And it does it not to be mean to you, but it's actually past experiences that is popping up. And your brain, your subconscious mind is actually trying to keep you safe because it believes that if you do what you are afraid of, you will die. But that's not true. So you have to decide how you're going to think about it. Is it really true that that little voice is right? And you have to start changing the way you think about the situation. Because if you don't, that voice will keep you broke for the rest of your life. So if you don't learn to be honest with yourself, your ego will not save you, but destroy you. And like I said earlier, that little voice, that little chit chat, subconscious mind comes from experience that have been painful in your life, emotional, mental, or physical. And we use our ego to protect ourselves from getting hurt again. So it is not easy. Trust me, it's not. But the sad part is that the ego robs you of your enthusiasm, your persistence, your adventure seeking, and beliefs that you were born with. Because we were all born very, very safe, very, how can I say it? We were full of confidence and we believed in everything we were told, more or less. But if you cannot overcome your troubling beliefs, there are things that we can do. For example, hypnosis is an incredible tool. And you know that I do hypnosis. And if you feel that you have blockages that is holding you back, that you can't get past, give me a holler. I want you to make a commitment to stop hurting yourself, and I want you to start building yourself up. And whilst you are doing that, start practicing being positive around other people. And you will create a wonderful relationship in the process, not only with yourself, but with other people. So go on, just do it, and it won't kill you. Trust me, it won't kill you. It will be fun. And I want you to come over and tell me how it worked for you. There's another thing. This is a little story about forgiveness. And while I was living in New York and working with my own business in the downtown garment district, I lost my trust in people. I mean, it's cutthroat down in the garment district. And I had this innate fear of getting screwed, or let me say, trying not to get screwed was really, really difficult. So I had to take a different approach. How about saying, try to get screwed as little as possible, as everyone screwed everyone and backstabbed each other for a quarter. And for you to move forward and to grow, forgiveness must be a part of your daily life. Because when you forgive, you let go of negative energy and you will make room for more positive energy to come into your life and your business. So I'm asking you to make room in your head for new and better things and let go of that chit chat from your past that is trying to keep you safe. Because if you don't, you will never reach your destiny, and that would be sad. And you will never become financially independent, and that would be even more sad because then you're stuck, right? So start by forgiving yourself. I had to, and I tell you, it wasn't easy. I think it is easier to forgive someone else than to forgiving yourself. I really advise you to seek help from a therapist or a psychologist if you can't forgive yourself. If you can't forgive yourself, you will never be able to move forward. And there is a saying, and it goes like this: when you forgive, you don't change the past, you change your future. So when the time is right, if we all waited for the right time, we wouldn't have any babies, right? Because we want everything to be perfect before we take action. What do we call that? Procrastination, right? But it will never be perfect. and it will never be the right circumstances that determine your success. It has everything to do with how you deal with what you have in front of you. And this is so important because it will determine your success in life. So what are you waiting for? Don't be like most people. Take action now. My Kevin, he has this idea that he can force things to happen. And he's not alone. Most guys think that way, that, whoa, we're strong guys, I can do it, and I can force things to happen. But they are so wrong. That's why women are so much more intuitive and also much more successful, quicker and faster than most men. Because you can't force things to happen at all. Just like you can't change people, but you can change how you deal with circumstances and people. Find a solution that will work for you and the circumstances you are in. If you do, I promise you, you will get unbelievable results. Okay, we can call it a win-win for everyone involved. There is one thing that I would like to share with you, and that's about taking risks. And this principle I so want to share with you because it has helped me solve major problems in my business and in my personal life. It is the principle of faith and belief to be able to take risks. If you can be faithful with smaller things in life, the bigger things will follow. Like, deal with what you already have and you will be given plenty. What that means is that you should deal with what you have in front of you. And it is hard if you don't know what to do, but you have to do it anyhow, right? Let me tell you right now, no one will help you believe in yourself. If you don't believe in what you are doing, how will you expect anyone else to believe it? So it's really, really, really important that you believe in yourself and in what you are doing. Taking action is the only thing that made things happen. So do something about your situation. And the worse situation you're in, the more actions you will need to take. Do you think for 1 minute that I was insane for leaving my millionaire boyfriend? Well, I just had to. And do you think I could afford to sit in a corner and cry and feel sorry for myself? First of all, no one would come to my rescue. And second, no one would feel sorry for me, as most of my friends couldn't understand why I left my boyfriend. So I had to take massive actions just to survive and pay my rent. I knew I had to do this, as this was my only chance to do something for me. Was I scared? Yes, I was terrified. But the road to success is often paved with things and situations we don't want to deal with. But there is the gold nugget: do it anyhow. So why did I succeed? I used my talent and my skills. And now, to be honest, it was also that I had to succeed. I had no other choice. So today I am so glad that I was desperate enough and that I didn't have the luxury to be choosy. Because sometimes, you know what? We can sit on the fence. It's not so bad. It's not so hard. It's better to know the enemy than not knowing what's coming. I did what I had in front of me and worked with integrity and value my mother had installed in me, and it worked. I never imagined that I would have influence in the fashion world. I never dreamt about having my own chair with my name on it in New York Fashion Week. I never dreamt that I would be in the major fashion magazines in the USA and Europe. Back then, I didn't realize it was important to use what you had in front of yourself. But I did it anyhow. as I had no other choice. And it is only when you actually reflect back that you realize you only grow when you are challenged. So challenge yourself. Do something that feels a bit uncomfortable. So that will catapult you into something. And don't be afraid. They won't eat you. Trust me, they won't. So think back to when you had to take risks. When you started a new relationship or a new business, what did you do? Were you successful or did you fail? What was your biggest fears and what was holding you back? To succeed, you need a few more ingredients in your cake, a pound of focus and a coach or a mentor to guide you. And focus means that whatever you focus on, you will get good at. Same as when you practice something, like playing the piano or ice skating or golf or whatever it is that you focus on and practice, you will become good at it. So if you focus on cutting your work time in half and still get everything done, you must be structured and focused on implementing what needs to be done under time pressure. And you have to stop dilly-dallying and stop scrolling. Do you hear me? Stop. Ask yourself, will I be able to do this? The question leads to an obvious answer, right? You need to increase your focus and structure and learn some new business skills, maybe. You need to show up and be 100% focused on what needs to be done first. Talking with friends or thinking about what you want to do on the weekend has no place in your new structure. You have to focus on what makes money first. So ask yourself, when you're doing something, is this benefiting my business or is this benefiting for me? You should think like you are using a magnifying glass and focusing on the one spot that needs to catch fire. And you need to be catching fire as well. And this is how you get more done and double your income in less time. If you do this and practice it to a T, you will be handsomely rewarded because wherever your focus, your attention, you get brilliant at it and you will get better results. So if you practice golf and you became a professional golfer, is it easy? No. Takes a lot of time and practice, but they are handsomely rewarded, aren't they? So don't dilly-dallying, stop scrolling and look after what you need to have done and don't leave that money on the table. So whatever you set your attention and focus on will blossom, regardless if it is a business or a relationship. Be focused on where you are. Take time to focus on work when you are working and focus on having fun and living life when you are not working. Take time out, play the game you have in front of you. Play it to the fullest and play it to dare to win. Be a champion, all right? And I hope that you have enjoyed today's episode, how you can create a very financial, sustainable future if you follow these steps and look after what it is that you need to be doing. And what did I say? Stop scrolling, hey? If you have enjoyed it, please do me a favor, like my podcast, become a raving fan. I would love to hear from you if this has helped you at all. And if there is somebody who needs to hear this, please share with them and I will be very grateful. Now have a wonderful weekend. This is Irene Lidwell for Ticket to Women's Success, episode number 12. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.